you ever seen the face of a young child leaving a field trip? Or the face of a high school senior wondering what to do with the rest of his life? Or for that matter, a middle-aged man trying to figure what his major should be? Well, I have. It's a look of amazement as they exit the observatory, looking into the sky. What it'd be like to be an astronomer? What it'd be like to use a telescope? What it'd be like to run the observatory? Well, if you think this is a good idea for you, why don't you follow us inside and see what we can learn about becoming an astronomer, telescopes, and the observatory itself. Basically, astronomy is a scientist who studies the evolution and existence of celestial objects. Do you think that Copernicus, Kepler, or even Galileo himself woke up one morning and said, hey, today I'm going to be an astronomer? Of course they did. Galileo himself went to 3 different universities. Also, do not forget that most of the astronomers from this time were mathematicians, inventors, scientists, philosophers, geographers, just to name a few of the other things. So that involved a lot of schooling. Hi, I'm Dan, and no, you don't have to go to 3 different schools anymore. You can do all this at one school. For example, UCLA has post and undergraduate studies. Be warned that this is a lot of schooling in a highly competitive field with competition and not a lot of career choices, unless you consider teaching. But with teaching, you can run your experiments on the side. You also have to find a specific interest in the field of astronomy. It's just not astronomy covers everything. Origin and evolution of stars, galaxies, solar astronomy. Well, you get it. There's a lot of choices to look for. I know this sounds like a daunting task, but if it is your true passion and you're committed, then you'll no doubtably have no problem with this. Now we'll send it to Alfredo. He'll tell you a little bit about that.
2 types of telescopes out there: a refracting telescope and a reflecting telescope. This is an example of a refracting telescope. Light enters at one end and is focused through a curved glass lens into an eyepiece at the other end. A telescope is a reflecting telescope. A reflector uses a primary mirror at one end to collect light and bounce it back to a secondary mirror. The light is then directed into an eyepiece. The first known refracting telescopes were said to be developed around 1608. These telescopes were designed in tubular shape with a convex adjustable lens and a concave eyepiece that magnifies objects when looked through, and became an astronomer's best friend when Galileo decided to pick one up and look up to the stars above. This is an example of a refracting telescope.
This telescope has a diameter of 11.8 inches and as you can see is sitting on a tilting mountain, also known as an equatorial mat that is aligned with the Earth's axis. It remains centered for a great view which compensates to the Earth's rotation. It targets such things as the moon, planets, and other objects in our galaxy.
Telescope showed that Earth was not the center of the universe, as we previously believed. Later telescopes have revealed geography and weather on the planets in our solar system, new planets, and asteroids.
We hope that you got more than just a virtual tour of the observatory today. We also hope that you learned more about what it's like to become an astronomer,
the importance of telescopes,
a little bit about the observatory,
and remember, the sky's the limit. That's it.